Hi class, and welcome to week 2 of HSA 6152. So in this video, I'll be going over the materials provided to you in this module, as well as the assignments that are due this week. So as you can see, first are the learning objectives that are listed, and then you have your readings. You have Chapter 2 that you'll be reading on policy and the policymaking process, and also Chapter 3 is assigned on law in the legal system. Now, you have 2 assignments that are due this week. The first one is a discussion board assignment where you will be posting a policy description. You'll be viewing a LearnScape virtual scenario. Remember, LearnScape is the learning tool that is also required for you to have purchased for this course along with the textbook. Now, in the FAU bookstore, they do have the LearnScape bundled with the textbook, or they should have it. I mean, I put the order in. But you could also purchase LearnScape on your own. If you run into any issues, be sure to let me know. Now, you'll be viewing the first scenario. I do want to point out, do not submit anything through the LearnScape learning tool. Okay, you may be prompted to ignore the prompt of submitting a recommendation through the learning tool or anything like that. I will be grading the discussion board assignment, so I expect you to do a well-written policy description post for this assignment. Okay, so you will see in the discussion board forum instructions on what I expect you to include in the discussion board post. Definitely take the time to do some research on your own regarding the scenario that is presented to you. In scenario 1, it's titled Policy Analysis and Development. Now, the discussion board forum is open all week, and it is due Sunday. Every assignment is due Sunday by 11:59 p.m. So make sure to keep that in mind. You also have your first quiz covering the first 4 chapters of the required textbook. It's a multiple choice and true and false formatted quiz, and you have all week to complete it as well. Just a quick reminder, next week you do have your health policy outline due. I strongly suggest for you to take the time to view the sample outline found in the assigned course projects, because I expect you to include in text citations. Your reference list should be following an APA format and have at least 5 sources. Remember, this is your chance to brainstorm how you will lay out your paper. How are you going to present your ideas in your paper? Make sure to include a clearly stated thesis statement, and you're going to be supporting it throughout your paper. So this is a very important process, having the outline done, and it will make the task of writing your paper so much easier. Okay? All right, so now let me scroll a little further down. Again, the readings, chapter 2 and 3 are assigned, and then here are the video lectures that go along with the readings. I apologize. Oh, here I have chapter 4. It's actually chapter 3. I will be fixing that little misprint there, but this is the chapter 3 video lecture. Last but not least is the weekly checklist for week 2. Again, you must complete everything on this list before going on to the following week. Now, in the next content page, you have your PowerPoint presentations that I use a little in the video lectures, and they're a great guide to use while you're reading your assigned chapters. And then here is just some information from the chapters that are covered. I'm just going to quickly scroll down. I have, everything is pretty much written out. Just read them over, be acquainted with what's, being presented here. And remember, you also have your PowerPoint presentation as well. All right, so here are the videos for this week. So for Chapter 2, the first video really takes you step by step on how bills become laws. It is titled How a Bill Becomes a Law. And then below that is another video that really breaks down the different types of bureaucracies. And they're short, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 8 to 10 minutes. So it shouldn't take very long for you to view it. Now for Chapter 3, I have 2 videos that kind of touch on what's covered in the assigned chapter. The first one is titled Introduction to the Law, Sources of Law, and it really highlights the sources of law in the U.S. And then below that is another video that is titled Separation of Powers and Checks and Balances, Crash Course Government and Politics. And it really just kind of goes over the U.S. government separation of powers and the system of checks and balances. All right. And then next is the discussion board forum. Again, here is an overview of the LearnScape 1 scenario. And here is your assignment where you'll be posting a policy description. And I really want you to focus on identifying a plan that addresses legal and ethical issues in a healthcare policy. Remember, you are responsible for responding to 2 of your peers' posts as well. I expect those posts to also be meaningful and really demonstrate that you've read your fellow classmates' assignment post, okay? I also include here the different people that are introduced in the scenario just to help trigger your memory when you were going through it. And the next link, which I'm not going to go to, is the quiz. Again, it's a multiple choice and true and false formatted quiz covering chapters 1 through 4. All right, that pretty much wraps it up. Best of luck, everyone. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to let me know. Take care. Bye.